Hey guys, let's do a quick little speed and multitasking test between the Redmi Note 3 and the Meizu M2 Mini. The Redmi Note 3 has Snapdragon 650 while the Meizu has Mediatek 6735 basic processor, and both the devices here have got 2 gigabytes of RAM. So first things first, that both the devices have been connected to the same Wi-Fi network, and you can see that here. So no cheatings in this department. And I'll also show you the software version that these devices are running, and the firmware that they're running is the latest from both the manufacturers, and both the devices are running on Android 5.1 Lollipop. So you can see that here, and you can also see that the Redmi Note 3 is the 2 gigabytes version. So in this video, we're going to see how much difference does this Snapdragon 650 versus 6735 makes, as well as both the devices have got 2 gigabytes RAM. So we'll also check the RAM management of the user interface. So even in the Play Store, all the applications have been updated to the latest version. So I'm killing all the applications on both the devices, and we'll begin our first test. That will be the app opening speed test. We'll start off with the inbuilt applications, and then we'll move on to the third-party apps. So let's start off with dialer, and as you can see, the Redmi Note 3 was faster here, but only marginally. Now messaging app, again it was faster. Let's open calendar, again marginally faster. Clock, calculator. So while opening all these inbuilt applications, the Redmi Note 3 was faster than the M2, but only marginally. So while opening Amazon, again the Redmi Note 3. While opening Flipkart, it was quite a bit faster than the Meizu M2. So Facebook, again the Redmi Note 3. Twitter, once again the Redmi Note 3. WhatsApp. You have to keep in mind that the processor used in the Meizu M2 is a very basic Mediatek's uh, bottom end processor 6735, but still it is keeping up with the Redmi Note 3, and the difference is not much. And as you can see, while opening the YouTube application, surprisingly the Meizu M2 opened it first and ahead of the Redmi Note 3, so that is really nice. While opening Gmail, again the Redmi Note 3 was faster, even while opening the Play Store. So I'm really surprised with the performance of the Meizu M2 because it is keeping up with the Redmi Note 3, even being such a cheap device. And let's open Subway Surfers, and this will be the last application that we are opening. So in almost all the applications, the Redmi Note 3 was ahead marginally than the Meizu M2. But while opening YouTube application, the Meizu M2 was the first to open it up. So again, while opening Subway Surfers, it is the Redmi Note 3 that opened it the first. And the Meizu M2 is still loading it up. So after this application, we'll move on to our next test, that is the multitasking speed test. So we're going to open some applications that we've opened previously, and let's see the RAM management of both these devices. So Meizu M2 shows up only 8 applications, but the RAM management is really nice. So let's open WhatsApp, and both the devices had it in memory. So let's open one more app, and Maps. So as you can see, the Meizu has it in memory, but the Redmi Note 3 is reloading it. So both the devices have got 2 gigabytes of RAM, and I think it is more than enough for any device. But the MIUI's RAM management is such that it is just not good. And again, while opening YouTube application, you can see that the Meizu was instant, and the Redmi Note 3 reloaded it. So this is a big letdown from Xiaomi, that even after paying 10,000 rupees, people are getting such a device which cannot do proper multitasking. So this is really sad. Even if the device opens up app really quick, but each and every application reloading is something very bad. So let's try Play Store, and this time it did not reload, so that is okay. And let's try Subway Surfers. So again, even this time it did not reload, so that is good. So now let's move on to our next test, that is the internet browsing speed test, we are using Google Chrome, and I'm going to clear the browsing history on both the devices to be fair and honest. So let's do that. And we are going to open gsmarena.com on both the devices, and we'll open a couple of links. So there is this blue bar on the top when you're using Chrome, and you've got to keep an eye on that blue bar so that you know which device completes the loading of the web page first. So that is the most important thing, because people get confused when I click on the link, the device shows up the website, but they do not keep an eye on the top bar. So while opening the first link, the Redmi Note 3 was the faster of the two. So let's open another link. This time again it was the Redmi Note 3 that was faster of the two. So this time both the devices opened it at the same time. And this time it is the Meizu M2, so it is catching up really well. Let's open one more link. And this time again it was the Meizu M2. This time both the devices loaded it at the same time. So now it is time for the results. So in our first test that we did, it was the app opening speed test. The Redmi Note 3 was ahead of the Meizu M2, but the difference was only marginal, so that was really surprising for me because the Snapdragon 650 is a lot ahead of Mediatek 6735 processor. But anyways, the winner of our app opening speed test was the Redmi Note 3. Moving on to our next test, that was the multitasking speed test. The Meizu M2 really outperformed the Redmi Note 3 due to its superior RAM management, and the RAM management of MIUI really sucks. So the winner of this test was definitely the Meizu M2. Our last and final test was really surprising. It was a tie between these devices. I opened up 6 links, and while opening 2 links, the Redmi Note 3 was faster, while opening 2 other links, the Meizu M2 was faster, and 2 links were opened at the exact same time on both the devices. So this round was a tie. The overall result of this test is a tie, so we don't have a winner officially, but according to me, the Meizu performed better than the Redmi Note 3 overall. Make sure to check out the description of this video for more such speed tests. If you found this video helpful, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know your views in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe.